Hi, my name is Jayakrithika. Today's topic is space elevator. This is the last slide to see the meanings of the difficult words involved in this video. What is space elevator? A space lift is a proposed kind of planet-to-space transportation system. The primary segment would be a link tied down to the surface and reaching out into space. The structure would allow vehicles to go along the link from a planetary surface, for example the Earth's surface, into the space, without the utilization of enormous rockets. As of now, the scientists have said that in the future, space lift can be made out of carbon nanotubes because it is lightweight and durable. Topics involved in this video: spacelift, carbon nanotubes, images, and others. Carbon nanotubes. In this chapter, we are going to talk about carbon nanotubes. Carbon nanotubes, or CNTs, are tubes made of carbon with diameters typically measured in nanometers. Discovery of the carbon nanotubes. The discovery of the carbon nanotubes were confusing because material was discovered and rediscovered many times. Timeline of the discovery. In 1952, two Soviet Union citizens published a paper in the Soviet Journal of Physical Chemistry showing holographic carbon fibers that are 50 nanometers in diameter. And in 1979, John Abrahamson presented evidence of the carbon nanotubes at the 14th Biennial Conference of Carbon at Pennsylvania State University. And in 1981, a group of Soviet scientists published the results of chemical and structural categorization of carbon nanoparticles produced by a thermocatalytical disproportion of carbon nanotubes. 1991. Nanotubes discovered in the suit of R's discharged at the NEC by Japanese researcher Sumio Ijima. Sumio Ijima. CNTs were discovered in 1991 by the Japanese electron microscopist Sumio Ijima in the NEC laboratory in Tsukuba. Used high-resolution transmission electron microscopy to observe carbon nanotubes. Ijima's discovery of multi-walled carbon nanotubes in 1991 and Minkmeyer, Dunlap, and White's independent prediction that if single-walled carbon nanotubes could be made, then they would exhibit remarkable conducting properties. CNT footprints in nature. Planetary nebula, Greenland's ice core, igneous rocks, etc. Initial history of nanotubes started in 1970 with the preparation of carbon filament, but it failed to meet the requirements for width and thus were deemed. In 1991, the true first invention of nanotubes was finally made. CNT was discovered by Professor Sumio Ijima of IBM in Japan. Appearances of space elevator in sci-fi. These are some of examples of the appearances of space elevator in sci-fi, such as the Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator novel by Roald Dahl. These are some of the images of the space lift or elevator. This image shows the disadvantages of placing a space elevator, such as the micrometeors, LEO or low Earth orbit objects, lightning, wind, radiation, and atomic oxygen, etc. Concept behind space elevator. The centrifugal force of Earth's rotation is the basic principle behind the working of the elevator. Due to the Earth's rotation, the centrifugal force acting radially outwards help to keep the elevator cable tight. Parts of the space elevator: ribbon, climbers, powers, anchors. Brief about the parts. The ribbon. The ribbon is the cable connecting the climber in the elevator. The cable in the elevator should be strong enough to carry its own weight and also the climber. That is the reason we use carbon nanotubes. Anchor. Anchor is a station that can be moved from place to place in the waters. These things are mostly located in Pacific Ocean. This will look identical to the ones used in drilling. There is one already located in the Galapagos Islands. Weather and mobility are the primary factors of placing anchors in the Earth's surface. Climbers. In the starting, 200 climbers are used in the construction of the nanotubes. This will be later used as launch vehicles. Climbers are powered by electron, laser, and photovoltaic cells. Power. Free electron lasers are used as power. Telescopes used to focus on the beams. Reduce power delivered in high altitudes. The laser beam will emit 2.4 megawatts of energy to photovoltaic cells, which is made of gallium arsenate. It will convert it into electricity, which will be later used in the production of laser beams, etc. Some more images of space elevator. In this image, we can see how a space elevator can be located. In the earth, we can see a red point showing the anchor, and the laser beams as red, and a cable. And this is the climber. It is a robotic. This is the carbon nanotubes. This is the basic image of a space elevator. This is also another simple photographic representation of a space elevator. The sea platform or a anchor. This is the ribbon, and this is a climber. This is also another example of a space elevator. In this, you can see the base in an island. The base of a space elevator can also be in an island instead of anchors. And this is the cable or the ribbon, and this is the climber capsules. This is also another pictographical representation of a space elevator. This is a sea platform or an anchor station. Thank you. In the next two slides, we will be seeing the meanings of the difficult words, such as carbon fibers, suit of arc, transmission in electron microscopy, sci-fi, etc. Carbon fibers. Carbon fibers are fibers about 5 to 10 micrometers in diameter and composed mostly of carbon atoms. Carbon fibers have several advantages include high stiffness, high tensile strength, low weight, high chemical resistance, high temperature tolerance, and low thermal expansion. NEC, Nippon Electric Company, which is located in Japan. Suit of arc. Arc discharge between graphite electrodes was first method to produce CNTs. Transmission electron microscopy. Electron microscopy or TEM is a microscopy technique in which a beam of electron is transmitted through a specimen to form an image. Sci-fi, science fiction. Centrifugal force. In Newtonian mechanics, the centrifugal force is an inertial force, also called as fictitious or pseudo force, that appears to act on all objects when it is in the rotating frame of reference. Laser. A free electron laser is a kind of laser whose lasing consists of very high speed electron moving freely through the magnetic structure, hence the term free electron. Photovoltaic cells. A solar cell or photovoltaic cell is an electrical device that converts the energy of light directly into electricity by the photovoltaic effect, which is a physical and chemical phenomenon. Solar cells are described as being photovoltaic, irrespective of whether the source is sunlight or an artificial light. Thank you.